Welcome to this F1 2019 playthrough for the Turn 1 podcast. Welcome to this F1 2019 playthrough. You'll see this is the new menu screen we're going to have a quick dozy through. Weekly events, new option to the game, which I have competed in before doing this video, so I may be slightly more in practice. Lots of new stuff to discover, and it does look very different to 2018. So we've got new career, Grand Prix, as usual, championships, time trial, which I've been putting a lot of time into. Getting some setups ready, weekly events, leagues, all very interesting multiplayer stuff, but we'll cover that in a different video. A dedicated esports page, watch the last race, look at the standings, all very interesting, and I'm sure will come into its own. The multiplayer car, again, we'll come into that. I have selected all this because it was part of the setup, so we'll come to that at some other point. We've got the classic showroom, so we can have a look at the cars in greater detail with a bit of history. And we've got some highlights, which are a new feature of the game, which I may use from time to time. But for now, let's head back to the home and start a new career. Oh yes, been looking very excited to this since it was announced, really. The earliest release of F1 2019 there has been. Let's go on with it.
In F1 2019, you'll be invited to start your career by selecting a Formula 2 team. Driving for this team, you'll experience some key moments of a Formula 2 season, a thrill-packed racing championship in its own right, and the springboard to Formula 1. At the end of this feeder series, your choice of driver academy and your performance in F2 will determine the terms of the contracts offered by the teams as you embark upon your career in Formula 1 and begin to write your own chapter of motorsport history.
So, I'm going to admit, I know nothing about Formula 2. I've not watched it. I've seen a couple of the highlights recently since they've been put on the F1 YouTube channel, but I don't know any of these teams. However, I do recognise BWT from the Force India car. So I was like, that seems like a good bet, because you may know I am a massive Mercedes fan. So, you know, I'd look through the other driver academies, but there was only one place for me, really. And that was the Mercedes one. But which team would I start a career with? You'll have to wait till the end of the video to find out. Go through a couple of settings here. Now I'm voicing over this after I've finished it. I'm going to up the difficulty if I can at some point, because you'll find out in the next video, maybe slightly too easy, but it changes from game to game. So I started off on 50 medium because I thought, well, you know, get my sighter in, but you know, maybe not. Custom settings again, if you want to change any of it, if you want to see any of this, I thought I'd leave it in for you, but we're having simulation damage, we're having the safety cars on, flags regular, all the rest of it. Trying to keep it as realistic as possible. I've kept the driving line on for the first season. Next season I'll turn it off. I do plan to go through at least 2, 3, 4 seasons of this as a video playthrough, so I'm looking forward to it. I think you can come back and change any of these at any point as well, so we'll get onto it. I am a pad player as well, for those of you that didn't know, so yeah. So here is the first F2 situation. I'll let the game explain it basically, and you can read that for yourself. But yeah, it gives you 3 situations to play in F2 before you can get into your F1 career, which I found an interesting concept. But well, I'll let you see what happened, and you can make your own minds up. But I quite enjoyed this situation. It was different.
Arden's new driver really commanding the race here. Devon Butler still ruthlessly giving chase. These two have been really scrapping it out for the early wins in the championship. And something's wrong. Butler sees his chance. Some kind of mechanical failure. Picking up speed again. It's unclear what the issue was. Can they still finish this race?
Looks like an issue with the turbo. You've lost some speed at the top end, but you're very close to the finish. You can still compete and get some points here. Don't give up. Just do the best you can. We're all behind you.
So basically we've had a turbo issue and we're having to manage our race. It's not worth coming in, there's 3 laps left. We're just going to have to sort of grin and suffer it really.
Your teammate is approaching and wants to get past. Repeat, Lucas wants to pass you.
Not a message you want to hear as a driver, but we sort of had no choice to a point, and it was the right thing to do. However, it took a while for our teammate to actually catch up with us.
Again, your teammate wants to pass you. I know you don't want to drop a position, but without your turbo, he's the best one to challenge for points further up the field. If you hold Lucas up, you could be denying the team points.
I'll let our engineer speak when he comes on, but yeah, at this point I was like, well, am I going to let him go or not? Because he's not that close behind me. But like they say, the longer I hold him up, apparently, the worse the position will be. And I thought, they're right, if I've got a bad turbo, I should really let him pass.
We're asking again. Please let Lucas pass while there's still time for him to make a challenge.
So I pulled well off the racing line, slowed right down and let him through. But I had to slow down quite a
That's
lot
great.
there, so I did
Lucas
feel
can push on now.
the team were having a go at me for no reason.
Lucas wants me to pass on his thanks. I know it's frustrating, but you made the right call for the team. Now we're all with you. Just bring it home as best you can.
I thought at least I could follow my teammate through. Having looked at all the MFDs, this was the first time I'd sort of played an actual race as such. I've been on time trial, but obviously none of the things really matter on time trial, the tyre wear, the temperatures and stuff, so... And a word on the F2 cars, they handle surprisingly well. They don't corner all that great because the aero's not brilliant on them, but the speed in the corners and the traction out of the corners was pretty damn good, to be fair. I was impressed. As you see, I can't quite get close to the apex. At this point I can also change my setup because of the situation thing you're in, but can in a later situation, which was very interesting. I can't wait for you guys to see that one. But yeah, so we were eyeing up Russell here on the main straight. You get DRS, in the slipstream, closing, plus the defensive line. We're going to commit to the outside, going to outbrake him, leaving room on that corner in case he wanted to dive from us. We go a little wide,
Good job, nice overtake.
and then we try and hug that apex the best we can in this car, feathering the throttle because it's just not got the grip. The braking and the cornering on this took some getting used to because I hadn't played an F1 game since the week before, I guess, and it usually takes me a few laps to get back into it, so I did go into this quite cold, but it really did seem to come to me in the end. I did get the feeling from these F2 cars, and I'm looking forward to possibly doing an F2 career. Because obviously you get the different weekends, there's the feature race, there's the sprint race, so I might look at that. Especially as somebody who doesn't watch F2, I'll be quite interested to find out how it all works. Eyeing up Norris here, is it? Can't really overtake in this last sector. Getting very close. Sort of brake checks us really. And looking into this final corner. Oh, we make a bit of contact and damage our wing. The wheel-to-wheel bashing. We leave him the room here. We leave him plenty of room. And we cut across.
Alright,
take
so
the
we've
racing
been
line.
looking at the damage, and we think you should be okay to continue. It'll cost us a little bit of time, but we're nearly at the end of the race. This is your final lap of the race.
Exactly why I went for that move, because I thought, well, it's the last lap. If we get a little bit of contact and I get a damage front wing, it's not going to cost us too much. And, you know, it's probably better to make the place up. Better for the team, worth the risk, so I went for it really. we did start up, as you can see. The grip did go in the aero from that damage. Very fragile. You can get some damage on the F2 cars, I found. And you'll see that in the Abu Dhabi situation. Yeah, very interesting that one. I got incredibly tense. But yeah, the cornering wasn't great, so we were very slow in and out of corners. But as soon as we hit it straight, I was throwing the acceleration and still getting some good grip, really, some good traction. This Spain circuit, sort of, you need some good aero. So I did suffer on this last lap with the damage. But nothing really happened. We didn't catch a 12.
Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked.
We came home with
Good
4th,
job.
which is pretty good in the end. I was pleased with 4. We let our teammate through, which is what the team wanted.
So
we went
another
on to win.
fantastic victory for Arden today. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
I think what won them the race was their ability to adapt. At every point, they delivered what was needed. They were
Nice to have the
devastating
F2
when they
commentary
needed to
team
be,
as well here.
but they were ruthless
You'll
and
see one of those
aggressive
character
when it was
models in the
demanded.
garage is based on the
There
YouTube
wasn't
streamer
anything
Arrow.
out there that they weren't
nice to see.
prepared to handle. Let's see if they can keep it up this season.
As they make their way down to the podium, there's no denying the strength of the Arden team. Arden aren't afraid to take risks on new talent, and it certainly looks like it paid off today.
Well, I didn't think that was
Fantastic
a bad race in the end. So we got to let them through and we lost our turbo. Quite rightly deserves a bit of champagne for their win. Nice new winning animation as well for this year's game. Bit of a change up. Also having the constructor on the podium as well, which was nice.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Challenge. It was not the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. And so, driver of the day then, Davide Valsecchi, who do you think you'd go for?
My driver of the day was Alessio Lorandi. He did a cracking job of moving through the field, just showing why he's so highly rated in the paddock.
And now a look at the team standouts. Arden moved to the top of
I was
the
just having a
table.
look through
Goodbye
the
for now
results
then,
here, which are
but we
all,
really are just getting started.
pre-decided.
Make sure you join us again
So I was just
for
having a
Lights
look.
Out tomorrow.
See, we're still leading the team championship there, which was nice. But our main rival, Devon Butler, beat us. And I'll let you enjoy the new cutscene. So I'll speak to you afterwards.
There you are. That was an exciting race. It definitely got people talking about you, which means I was able to secure a quick interview.
Okay, we're all set over here.
Just a minute. Remember, anything you say to the press can go very, very public. So be relaxed, but also be conscious of what you're saying and how it might come across to other people, okay? I think we're ready.
Great. So Emma keeps telling me you're the one to watch this season. If that's true, you'll be doing plenty of these. Just remember, be yourself. And the more you can give me, the better this will go. Right, stand here. Turn a little this way for me. Perfect. Ready? An exciting race today. Let's get your perspective.
So there you go, there was a nice new cutscene.
So you and Lucas are new to the team. How are you settling in?
The three options here were quite tempting. Obviously I want to be diplomatic still because, you know, we didn't win that race, we didn't beat our teammate, but, you know, we still did some good teamwork, so settling in well. We'll get into
Okay, so how did you feel about being ordered to give up the position to Lucas?
Again, wanted to play the team game, you know, they were probably right. Not having a broken car definitely helped, so I was like, you know, it was a fair decision, and it was better for the team, which obviously got us some sportsmanship.
Great, well that's everything.
That was quite short, and next up is the other new cutscene, which is very interesting, because there's more of a story in this with the situations, and here is our teammate and our main
Hey,
bit of a
look,
prick.
I know that wasn't easy letting me pass, but it was the right choice. It was good driving.
Yeah, that's how I describe it, mate. Just good, not great. 1 in 6. 1 in 6 makes the leap to F1. The other 5 are still watching their less talented teammates collect all their points. Shame, really. A lot of great drivers never get their chance because they do it all for the team.
Those teams got us here.
Yeah, but it's the drivers that take the risk. We should get the rewards. You ever won a race in F1? That's how winners think.
And remind me, how many F1 races have you won?
You watch this space.
Ooh, savage.
At the end of this championship, I'll be the one lifting the trophy, and I won't use my teammates to nick the podium.
Okay, I'm out. You believe what you want, Devon, but it's still early days.
This guy really is a prick.
He's either very clever or you're just a pushover. You really think if the situation was
And
reversed,
that
he'd do the same for you?
is the end of this first video. I
You
hope
want
you
to start
enjoyed
looking
it.
out for yourself.
I
No
will
one
be
else
bringing
will.
you the next 2 situations in the next video, so look out for those. Till next time.